Okay, so good Shabbos, everybody. Almost good Shabbos, not good Shabbos. Yeah? So I saw a story. I think so far this is the best Holocaust story I've seen. It was a story printed in honor of Yom HaShoah. I think it's the best story I've ever seen. So this guy, Thomas Blatt, known as he was known as his name was Herschel, whatever. Anyway, so he broke out of, I forget the name of the concentration camp that they had. Yeah. So it's wiki. So I have it there. So he escaped together with 300 prisoners from this concentration camp, and you want a lolly, huh? Okay, I'll give you a lolly. Hang on one second. Wait, I'll show you. Here's wiki. You click on the wiki. Thank you. Wow. We're coming to shore. It is absolutely worth coming to shore. Anyways, he was a survivor from Sobibor concentration camp. Now he ran away. They did an uprising. I watched a little documentary about him, how he did this uprising. He was one of the leaders of this uprising. And most of the people that fled, that ran away from the concentration camp, that got away, most of them, they were caught.
7 people survived.
7 people survived this uprising? I mean, he was one of them. Anyway, he ran to the forest, he joined the Partizan, and eventually he went back to his home in Poland. His Herschel, or Tommy. Thomas. He lives in Santa Barbara, California. Anyway, so he finally comes back. Comes back to his hometown, and in Poland, and he's so excited to come back to his hometown. He sees that his house is still standing. Everything was being bombed. His house is still there. So excited, he goes to his house, and he knocks on the door because it was locked, and his nanny opens up. The nanny that was there as he was growing up opens the door, and he was so happy to see her. He survived, and she looks at him. He's like, "Huh? Get out of here." "What do you mean? My house." And she's like, "Get out of here. I don't want to see you. Get out of here. You're dead. You don't think I'm alive." And she was mad that he was still alive. And so he tries pleading with her, it's my house. Her husband comes to the door, and husband comes to the door, and he throws him away. He throws the kid away. I mean, not kid. He's already 20. Goes that night to sleep somewhere in the park, wherever, able to. He's thinking, he's so mad, he's so upset. He said, until this point, he was in survival mode. He was constantly trying to survive. And now, he felt like, now the world shut on him. This is where he felt. And that night, while he's sleeping there, he says they have to take revenge. And think, what could I do to take a revenge?
Where's my lolly?
Okay. What can I do to take a revenge? What can I do to take revenge? And he remembers like this. He remembers as a kid, he learned clearly learning with his father that when Hashem when the Jewish people came to Israel, and they took over the homes which the Chitim, the Mayim, they ran away from, and they hid treasures there. And the story when they had Saras, they took down the walls and they found the wall, the treasures. Got it. Comes back to the next day, and again he knocks on the door, and again they come, they start. He says, "Please, you can have the house. I just want one thing." I said, "See, I just want one thing. I just want the diamonds that my father hid in the wall. I want the diamonds there." Now they really gave him a beating and sent him flying. And he went away. A couple months later, he came back. The house was completely demolished. Stripped, completely demolished.
Ain't no diamond there.
They were looking for the diamonds. And he couldn't find it. Because it was a made-up story. That was his. He said he felt so good. He said, "These if I don't have a house, at least they don't have it."
And these people will do for free.
So the question is, we always ask ourselves whenever there's a Holocaust Remembrance Day, we ask ourselves, how can Hashem allow something like that to happen? Anyway, how can Hashem allow it? So Rabbi Lau, the previous chief rabbi of Israel, he was asked this question as well. And he said, what are the options? He said, what are my options? My options are either to be upset at Hashem, to be upset at Hashem, and then I'm gonna stop putting on tefillin. He said, I'm not gonna do Shabbos anymore. I'm not gonna celebrate Shabbos. I'm just gonna forget about my Yiddishkeit. That's an option, right? And then who wins if I did that option? So that's exactly what the Nazis wanted. They wanted to eradicate Yiddishkeit. So who wins if I did that option? He says the enemies are winning. The people, he says, am I going to let the ones who killed my mother and father, am I going to let them win? No. So whatever option I'm taking, as much as I might be upset, so I'm not taking that option. I'm going to celebrate Shabbos, and I'm going to put on tefillin, if for no other reason, just that they shouldn't win. In this week's parsha, we have the story of Yom Kippur. We have the parsha of Yom Kippur, portion of Yom Kippur, where Hashem tells us to take 2 goats. One goat was going to be La Hashem, for Hashem. It's going to be Shechted and the carbon. And the other one was going to be La Azazel. Off the cliff. And how would they know which one to pick? So they did a garel. They did a lottery. And they put one on the right, one on the left. They one which said La Hashem went to Hashem, one that said La Azazel went down the cliff. And whatever paper, this one, everyone, they put the 2 together, they mixed it up. Whichever went to which, that's one. They said what went for Hashem, went for Hashem, went for Azazel, went for Azazel. So the Gemara says that it says there, the Gemara learns it that says about each of them, the two says Shnayim, it says 3 times. But these 2 goats, it says 3 times. It says once is that they have to look the same. They have to have the same value. And they have another valley. They have to be the exactly same goats. And the question is why? Why? And the answer is because that's what a garel is. That's what a lottery is. If you're choosing something, that's what you're choosing. That's what choosing is, exactly the same thing. So if you have 2 sidders that are exactly the same, if you have one siddur which is blue and one siddur which is brown, or one siddur which is whole, another one which is ripped, and you pick the whole one, the reason why you chose the whole one is because it's whole, or because you like the color blue, or because you like the color brown. That's why you chose it. But if they're exactly the same, why do you choose it? That's a choice. That's free choice. That's a girl, free choice. Hashem is choosing our free choice, and the reason why we do the service, that service of these two goats. Should open. The reason why we do the service of these two goats.
It's a lose-lose situation.
Lose situation. Well, no, it's a win. Win-win, exactly. Either way, do what Hashem wants. And so, the reason why we have that service on Yom Kippur is because that's the whole idea of Hashem's forgiveness. Why should Hashem forgive us? We said last year we're not going to do a mistake this year. We said 2 years ago. Hashem said, enough of you. Are you ready? You told me so many times you're not going to do it. You did it again. Enough. I'm not forgiving you this time. But Hashem forgives us anyway. Why? That's love. It's beyond rational. It's love. And that's the choosing that Hashem chooses in general. Hashem chooses. Hashem chooses. Why does Hashem choose? It's just simple. It's beyond our understanding. And this is the Prime Minister spoke this week in Yad Vashem regarding the Yom HaShoah. He spoke and he said there that was why is it that Pharaoh wanted to destroy us 3,500 years ago, and why almost 1,000 years later did Haman want to destroy every single man, woman, and child, Jewish man, woman, and child, and why did the British 700 years ago expel every single Jewish person, or 500 years ago why did Spain expel every Jewish person in Portugal, and why did Yemen or Khmelnytsky and Machshman 350 years ago expel all the Jews? Why? For no reason. It's beyond rational. Why? Because some people say because we're rich. We have plenty poor. So if we're poor, they do it because we're poor. We're rich because we're rich. If we're whatever, it's always that's the reason why. There's no reason. The bottom line is that we have to show the enemies that we don't give up because we're not gonna not do a mitzvah because they don't want us to do a mitzvah. We're gonna show them that that they're gonna lose. It's gonna be a lose-lose for them, and for us it's gonna be a win-win. No matter what, we're gonna stay connected to Hashem, and we're gonna show them that Am Yisrael Chai. And there's no question that when we act in such a way, when we show them Am Yisrael Chai, Hashem is surely gonna show us that Am Yisrael Chai, and the whole world is gonna see. There'll be a whole understanding how everything, the whole history is gonna unfold, and we're gonna see how everything was there for a purpose. Happen very soon, the coming of Mashiach.
Amen.
See you davening now. Mincha. Ashrei on page 101. What's the Ashrei?